Hey, it's Keddy, and welcome to this month's edition of the Real Estate Report. Now, the Real Estate Report is covering Area 104, which is determined by NSAR, and they're also the people that are putting together the statistics that we're going to be talking about. But don't be worried about the word statistics. We're going to make it very approachable and understandable if you are buying or selling in the next little bit. Also, Area 104 includes Truro, Bible Hill, basically mostly around Colchester County down towards Stewiacke, and then a little bit towards Pictou County and towards Cumberland. So it's right around that central Truro area. Now, we're going to be going through a few key numbers. First, we're going to be going through average price, average days on market, percent of list price, and lastly, we're going to finish up with a term called months supply, which gives us an idea of where we are in a buyer's, seller's, or balanced market. Starting off, first thing, average price for June, which is the most recent month that we have the data for since we just started July, it is $327,699 on average. That is pretty good, but it is down quite a bit from the previous month. It was just over $380,000 on average in May. So we did see a drop, but it's not unusual. We're still, over the last couple of months, within a certain range, and we're seeing that pretty flat right now. So if interest rates change the way that we think they might, we might see prices go up, especially if rates go down. But again, time will tell. We'll find out in the coming months whether or not that happens. Second key number, average days on market. It was 28 days on market last month as compared with 32 the previous month. So it's changing a little bit, but it's still pretty close from one month to the next. What that means is that if you're selling right now, expect that it's probably going to take around a month. That's the average. If you are offering on a property, and let's say that you think you're going to lowball people, you're not going to want to do that in the first month because on average, things are taking about that month to sell. If the property's been on the market for a few months, there might be an opportunity if you're a buyer to negotiate a little bit. Also means that if you're a seller might want to start thinking about adjusting their price if they've been on market for a month and there's not a clear reason why it hasn't sold yet. Could come back to just simply the price. The price you pick, you might be wondering, what percentage of that are you getting? Well, that's where we go into the percent of list price number. It was 98.8% last month, up slightly from the previous month at 98.1. So not much of a change, only 0.7%. Now what that means is that if you are putting your property on the market right now, expect that there's going to be a little bit of negotiation. You'll typically get most of what you ask, but it's not unusual for offers to come in a little bit under. And the days of prices going way over, well, sometimes properties go over if it's a really desirable property in a desirable area at a great price, especially around the average price point, but don't be surprised if there's some wiggle room on the price right now. But typically people are getting pretty close to their asking price. Last number that we're going to talk about is months of supply. Months of supply was at 3.5 in June as compared with 3.1 the month before. What does that mean? Well, month supply, easiest way to understand is it means that of every 3.5 houses hitting the market, one is selling that month. So it gives us a very clear indication of whether we're in a buyer's, seller's, or just a balanced market. In this range, we're starting to get very close to a balanced market. Within the last 2 years, we've seen some really big changes. We were under 1 month 2 years ago, and now we're up to 3.5. So what is that telling us? Well, prices are still high. People are still getting a good percentage of what they're asking for their properties, but the market is more balanced. So that means that buyers and sellers are more evenly distributed across the marketplace right now. Typically, we're not going to see the same level of bidding wars that we saw in the last, couple of years, and the market is becoming much more approachable for both buyers and sellers, but it still does lean slightly towards the sellers in the current market. So if you want more information or you want to talk about what your goals are in the coming months, whether buying, selling, or picking up an investment property, hop on over to andrewkeddy.com and book a free, no obligation real estate review, and let's talk about how I can help you reach your real estate goals.